The money's in the list. How many times have you heard that? Well, it is true that having a list for your niche website is one of the best ways of ensuring a recurring income for a website, because you're not then reliant on Google or any other search engine. You have your own database of people that you can email anytime you like. So whether you are already collecting email addresses or whether you just want to start, I think this plugin by Shane Malak of Thrive Themes is really worth looking at. At first glance, this Thrive Leads plugin for WordPress might look like any other pop-up generator that can pop up a subscription form and annoy your visitors, but it's so much more than that. And it gives you options. In case you don't want to have a pop-up in the face, you can have a slide in from lower down, or you can have a ribbon type subscription box appear on your site. And not only that, this one allows you to split test your pop-up boxes so you can find the ones that convert the best. The split testing that you can do is quite complex. You can have, let's say, a pop-up that you want to change the title or the color or something. So you can have two almost identical pop-ups, but just a slight difference between them, so you can test one feature. But the split testing doesn't stop there. If, like me, you want to try not to annoy your visitors with pop-ups, then this software, this plugin, also allows you to test different types of pop-up and see which one your visitors tolerate the most, which different type of pop-up that is created with this plugin will keep your visitors the most happy and have the highest conversion rates. And so with this plugin, not only can you build your subscriber list, you can build it in a way that is least offensive to them, and you can test every step. Let's have a look at the plugin and see how we'd actually set this up on a real website. Okay, I've got the plugin installed on my site, and the first thing you need to do when you install it is go to the settings and then Thrive Leads and enter your serial number, your code, to unlock the full version of the plugin. Once you've done that, you can get on with using the plugin, and to do that we go down to the Thrive Leads menu down here and across to the dashboard. This is where you create your pop-ups. So let's create one now, and the first step you do is you click on this Add New Lead Group, because we can have a group of ads all within one group that we can test against one another. Let me show you how we do this. So I'm going to put a title, just so that I know what the lead group is about. And this is going to be a subscription box linked to my Aweber account that tries to get email addresses in exchange for a free recipe book. Now we can see over here we've got some help. Set your targeting options here. Now we haven't created the pop-up yet, but let's just go and have a quick look at that. And this allows us to decide how the pop-up is shown. So for example, I could say just show it on the front page, or I could say show it on all pages or all posts, search page. Let's say we want it on the search page, the 404 error page, and all posts, and maybe the front page. And on my particular site, that would just exclude things like contact page and disclaimers and all the rest of it. But you can actually go a lot finer than that. You can say I want this pop-up only to appear on my acne category, or I can say I only want it to appear on specific posts or specific pages. And we've got post templates, post types, archive pages. So we can very easily define exactly where we want the pop-up to appear. Now, for this particular example, I'm going to say let it appear on the front page. So let me just save that. Okay, and now we're going to go in and actually create the pop-up. So if I click on subscription box, this is my potential pop-ups that I can have. We can have a ribbon, a light box, a widget, a post footer, or a slide-in. Now in this case, I'm going to create a slide-in. So I'm going to go across here and click on Add. And it will ask me for the forms. Now I don't actually have any forms yet, so I need to create one. Call it Slide-in Recipe Offer and create form button there. And now we've got a few more details here. We've got the trigger. Let's click on there and have a look. This is when do we want the pop-up to be triggered. We can have it on page load, after a certain period of time, after the user has scrolled a certain part of the way down the page, So scroll to a specific part of the page, scroll to a specific percentage of the page, or show when a user clicks an element, or show when the user reaches the end of the document. I'm going to just choose show on page load for now. And the next option is display frequency. Now, if somebody closes the pop-up, this will be the number of days before that pop-up is shown to the same user again. Now for this example, I'm going to just put it to 0 because I want to show you the pop-up once it's created. And if I show it you once and I have this set to anything other than 0, then it won't show again in this video, which is not something I want. We can choose the pop-up position. So where's it going to slide in? Bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right, and I'm going to keep it bottom right. We can change the title if we made an error here. Let me just put a small e, not that it matters, and then click on this pencil to edit the design. Now we get a list here of pre-created templates. If you've created any of your own and you save them, they'll be listed over here, but I've only just started playing with this particular plugin, so I haven't got any. Okay, first thing I'm going to do then is choose which template I want, and just for the sake of the demonstration I'm going to choose the first one. Scroll down, click on the choose template, and then we'll be taken to the editing screen where we can actually make the template look however we want. And here we are on this screen. If you've used the Thrive Content Builder before, which is an excellent plugin as well for WordPress, then this all looks very familiar. We can actually click on the elements of the page and make changes. We get pop-up menu items here which allow us to change various elements of the page. So the first thing I'm going to do grab your free recipe book and close that, and then I'm going to change the image so that it's actually an image, in fact not there. I want to go to the media library, find the, let's have a look, is that the one? That's 250 by 315, let's try that one. Okay, let me just try the other image and see which one's better. In fact they're both the same. Okay, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to edit this text here. Okay, I've just added a little bit of text there. Get 10 fruit and vegetable juice and smoothie recipes for free. You'll also get a free weekly email direct to your inbox with facts, trivia and more recipes. Let me just highlight that, and I'm going to make it bold, and I can even change the color of that if I want to. I think that's better. Okay, sign up to download this free ebook, and then we've got to link it to our Aweber account. So what you do is you go to Aweber and you go to the page where you want to install your form and grab the code, and you grab the raw HTML code and copy it. Then we go back to the plugin and we click on the email box, and we've got a button here for autoresponder code, which we can click and then paste in the autoresponder code and generate fields, and then the plugin uses the code to collect name and email, which you can see there, name and email. Now what you're typing in here in this box is what do you want displayed in this box on the form. So I'm going to just put first name because I want the person to enter their first name, and this drop down box is validation. Do you want this validated? Well, the name you don't need validation, but I do want the name because in my autoresponder sequence I use the first name as the hello first name. Email, enter email address, and with this one I do want to validate it to make sure they put in a valid email address. This is essential as well, it's a required field, and then just click on save. And you can see now, whoops, it's over here, we want to move this out of the way. You can see now we've got the box with name and email address. Now there's various other things we can do here. I want to change the dimensions a little bit. I want to input boxes, I want them to be not quite so wide, sorry, not quite so high. I want them full width, so that's fine. And I'm going to leave it at that and just click on Save Changes. Now with those changes saved, I can close that screen and we'll go back to the dashboard. And here on the dashboard we've got the item we've just created. We've got a slide in created here which we can go and edit. So let me show you how you might test this slide in. In fact, let me just go over to the website first. I'm going to refresh and we'll see if the slide in actually appears. There we go, it's sliding in with the option to close it. Now let's change this so that we actually are split testing. We go into the edit for the slide in, and we've got this button here to clone or duplicate the pop-up. Now we've got the clone set up here. At the moment no traffic is being sent to this slide in. It's only this one's being shown, and when we want to send traffic to both of them to split test, we just click on this Start Split Test. But I want to change this one a little bit, so let's have a look and see what we can do to change the pop-up. Now when you're split testing you should only really change one feature at a time, and in this case I'm going to just change the colour of the button. Let's change it . Okay, so I've now got a different colour button. That's the only change between the two pop-ups. If I click on Save Changes now, and we can close this and click on Start A/B Test, and now we can actually get this plugin to choose an automatic winner for us as well if we want to, and what this will do is it will run the experiment, and once it's got enough data to be able to decide, it will then finish the experiment for you and declare the winner. I'm not going to enable it. I'm going to click on Start Test. Okay, and we've now come to this screen that says there's no data yet, but we've got some information further down here. Now this will start to populate with data as the data comes in. Let's go and go back to the dashboard. Okay, and I'm going to just scroll down a bit and show you what other types of ways we can insert these pop-ups into our pages. This top one we saw is just inserted as slide in or pop-up or a ribbon. What are the options we've got? Ribbon, lightbox, widget, page footer or slide in. What we can do is we can have the same sorts of pop-ups but insert them with shortcodes. So we can insert them anywhere into a post if we wanted to, or after posts, after the post content maybe. The other option here is two-step lightboxes, and this is, for example, if you say subscribe to my newsletter and you have a link and you click the link, then that's the first step, and then the lightbox appears for somebody to actually subscribe. So we've set up a very simple slide-in split test, testing two different slide-in pop-ups, and the only difference between them is the colour of the button, and this plugin will actually tell us which one converts better. What you could also do if you wanted is within the same lead group you could set up a ribbon pop-up, a lightbox, a widget, a post footer and a slide in, and then you've got 5 different types of box that pops onto the screen to ask for subscriptions, and you could test each one against each other to see which one is more effective for your audience. So maybe you'll find a lightbox works better than a slide in, or maybe a widget works the best. So you can split test each of these, and you can split test within them as well. Now I've only shown you a little bit about what this plugin can actually do. If you are interested in this plugin, what I would suggest you do is go over to Shane's site and have a look at the video that he's got on his website, because he goes through a lot more of the features of what it can do and what it can't do. But the bottom line, as far as I'm concerned, is if you are collecting email addresses on your site and you have a subscription box somewhere, then this plugin is probably the only plugin you need to be able to create any type of subscription box and test it to make sure it's the best converting option for your website. So have a look at the link below and go and see what else this plugin can do.